Good morning, children. This is Neeraj Sharma, your general knowledge teacher. Today in this class, we are going to study about how plants adapt, which is your page 26 in your general knowledge book for grade 7. Fine, we are going to start with the first one, resurrection fern. This plant gets its name from the fact that it literally comes back to life from the brink of drying up. It can survive long periods of heavy drought by curling up and appearing dead. As soon as it gets a little water, it uncurls and reopens. Children, what is the meaning of resurrection? Resurrection means taking rebirth or rising again or regeneration. Okay, a plant which regenerates or rises again, that kind of plant. And what is the meaning of fern? Fern means a flowerless plant. So this is a flowerless plant which comes back to life from the brink of drying up. That means from the verge of dying. No matter in heavy drought conditions also, it can survive for long periods. It actually appears to be dead. It actually, what it does is it curls its leaves, and as soon as it gets a little water, it again uncurls it and unopens that. Fine. This is resurrection fern, a plant which takes rebirth even after the drought-like conditions, which can survive even in the hard conditions. Okay, just keep underlining the important terms like the resurrection meaning, then it revives itself from the brink of dying. Now second one is mistletoe. This parasitic plant grows on the branches of shrubs and trees. It anchors itself upon the tree and absorbs water and nutrients from its host. It produces white berries which carry a single seed. Children, what is the meaning of parasitic? Parasitic means a worm. So this is basically a worm-like worm plant which grows on the branches of small trees. Okay, shrubs are actually woody plants that are smaller than trees. So we can say that this plant grows on the branches of the shrubs and the trees, and it anchors upon itself upon the tree and absorbs water and nutrients from its host. What it does is it actually absorbs all the nutrients and all the water of that particular plant on which it has grown up, and it produces white berries, the ones you can see in the picture also. It produces the fruit, the white berries, which have a single seed. The berries are actually small round fruit that grows on bushes or trees that you must have seen also somewhere. So these are those berries only. These are referred to as white berries. Fine. And this is a parasitic plant. Parasitic plant means a plant that eats, a plant that is worm, that is a kind of worm on the plant. It harms the host plant. It harms the plant on which it grows. Okay, so this was mistletoe. Next we come to our third one, saguaro. This desert plant is known for the capacity of its tissues to retain water. The sponge-like tissues store water, and as more and more water enters, the skin of the cactus continues to expand to accommodate it. Children, the meaning of saguaro is a giant cactus. That means a very big cactus. We can say that it grows up to 20 meters in height. This is a desert plant. That means it grows in desert, and it has a capacity to retain water. That means it stores water in its tissues. What is the meaning of tissues? Tissues means the cells of which we are made of. The cells, the small cells of which the plants and animals are made. These are the cactuses that have this sponge-like tissues which store water, and as more and more water enters, the skins of the cactus continues to expand to accommodate it. That means the cactus expands and becomes thickened. Its surface, it absorbs more and more water to it provides lot of space to absorb water, and it has the capacity to retain the water in it, to hold water, or we can say it absorbs the water even in the dried conditions. So this is a desert plant. It grows in the desert area where water is less. You can see in the picture also they are long cactuses, right? Next we come to our next plant, that is water hyacinth. This aquatic herb floats on water on its bloated air-filled spongy leaf stalks. Its special adaptations allow it to grow even in toxic water. As aggressive invader, it can form thick mats over the water surface, thus cutting off oxygen supply for other water plants. This is actually a bulbous plant of lily family. Okay, a bulbous plant of lily family. What is the meaning of aquatic, children? Aquatic means one suitable for pond or one that grows in water. Okay, so this is aquatic herb which floats on water, with its air spongy leaves. You can see broad leaves on which the flower is floating, on which the plant is floating, and it has its special adaptations which grow even in the toxic water. Toxic means harmful, poisonous water. Even in the poisonous water it can grow. As aggressive invader, it is aggressive in its nature. That means it has the quality of killing other water plants. As aggressive invader, it can form thick mats over the water surface, thus cutting off oxygen supply for other water plants. What it does is it keeps floating on the water and it cuts off this oxygen supply for other plants that are beneath the water. Okay, so this is known as aggressive invader. Just underline the points. The water hyacinth, this is aquatic plant. First of all, aquatic. Then it has special adaptations to grow even in the toxic water. That means it doesn't care whether the water is fresh or not. It can grow in this kind of water also. Next we come to the last one, mangroves. These trees grow in the tropical deltas and along ocean edges and river estuaries. They have wide spreading stilts, roots to stay erect in the tidal mud and trap nutritious organic matter. Children, these are the mangrove trees actually grow in the tropical deltas or along the ocean edges, the edges of the oceans or the rivers. Okay, as you can see in this picture also, it has grown on the sides of the river in the water, and they have wide spreading stilt roots. You can see the roots that are wide, that are spreading, right? And they stay erect. Erect means straight. They stay erect in the tidal mud. In the tidal mud also they stay erect, and they do not fall and trap nutritious organic matter. These roots have the capacity to absorb the nutritious organic matter inside the earth. So these are mangroves. You must have heard the name mangroves earlier somewhere. The important points are mangroves are the trees that grow in the tropical deltas and have the capacity to absorb nutritious organic matter from the ground. Now coming to the tidbits, Venus flytrap traps flies and other insects between its leaves and then waits for the insects to disintegrate to absorb their nutrition. Children, this Venus flytrap is actually a plant which traps the flies and other insects between its leaves, as you can see in this picture, and then it waits for the insect to disintegrate to absorb their nutrition. Fine. So this plant, what it does is it captures the flies or other insects and then occupies it. It eats it. Fine. So along with this, we complete this session. We'll meet in the next class with another topic of ours. Thank you.